Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Night Shirt Jeff here on the Monkey Caviar Podcast Network. I am Tiny, your host. With me, as always, the one true ray of sunshine in my life, Judi Sunshine. Judi, how are you this evening?
Good. How are you?
Well, I'm holding up.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's for some of us, that's the best it's going to get right now, but it may get better.
You're not huddled in a corner, though. Some people are huddled in corners right now.
I was yesterday. I really was.
Yeah.
I canceled the podcast yesterday because I just couldn't. I couldn't come on and be happy and fun and talk about movies and comic books when all I wanted to do was scream and shout at the top of my lungs. But
I understand.
The screaming and shouting will do you no good here.
Yeah.
It will do you about as much good as hiding food from your tribe.
Well, didn't hurt him, though, this week.
It will. And then there were 3 girls left.
I know.
Welcome to Trump's America, folks. Out with the women.
And I'm so sad. I'm really sad tonight about Michelle. I was sad about Michaela, but that was like this fierce, like, whoa, exit. Michelle was just like, she was my last girlfriend.
Yeah, she went out with a whimper.
Yeah.
After last week's huge, giant, enormous blindside and the reaction Michaela gave, Michelle was like, all right. Like, what she's the first member of our jury. That's good. She's the mayor of Ponderosa. She got a welcome message on Twitter from Neil, who was also the mayor of Ponderosa. He sent her a nice message that said, congratulations on being mayor.
Aww.
And I guess if you're the first one there, it's your job. So she will welcome everyone to Ponderosa. Poor girl. She was the victim of her shitty alliance.
Yeah, and apparently, like, she said that they told her to lay low because people said she was a schemer and that she was in charge of everything. So they said, just lay low so they know that you're not, and we'll take care of you this vote. And she's like, so it was kind of my own fault because normally I kept playing the game and this time I didn't keep playing the game. Just
like last week was Michaela's fault for drawing up her plan in the shells.
Yeah.
Michelle's fault here was not talking to anyone else in the tribe and really securing her own spot. She relied on a couple of shady dudes, and that's what happened.
Yeah. I gotta hand it to this season survivors, though. They really seem to own their own shit, though. Like, after they get voted off, they don't seem, at least not in their interviews, as bitter as a lot of, they're sort of like, well, I did this wrong and I did that wrong. And I respect that a lot. I don't know how they'll be at Final Tribal, but in terms of, like, owning themselves in interviews, like, I really respect that.
I think when you get out earlier in the merge or just before the merge, like Michaela, I think you can. Yeah, I think you can take it a little less personal.
Yeah.
Once you get down into the final 7, then it feels personal. They kicked you out so they could win, and where here it was just this was the best move for an alliance. So I agree. It would feel less personal earlier in the game than later. So I don't know. Never played. I wish I could. We should do it just for a weekend.
Like have a weekend survivor like they do sometimes, like in a cabin or something. Yeah.
You got mountains up there in Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
We could do a summer during the summer. We could do a really nice, like a 3-day weekend survivor thing where we have tribes and we vote every hour. That would be fun. It would be fun.
We could. Oh my gosh, we have the incline right there. I don't know if you've ever seen that monstrosity, but Olympians come train on it. Military
Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to be able to breathe in Colorado as it is.
It's very hard. It really is.
Yeah, well, and plus legal marijuana, it would be very, very difficult to breathe in Colorado.
Well, that makes it easier sometimes, though, because it calms you down.
There you go. All right, so how did you feel Jay did after coming back from blindsiding Michaela, handling Hannah, and all that went down when they came back from Tribal Council at the start of the episode?
How do I think Jay handled it?
Yeah.
I think he handled it well. I think Jay's really smart. I think
it's surprising, isn't it? Because I don't think Jay comes off as smart.
I don't know. he comes off as sort of hard to read to me. I don't quite get the whole like ooh Jay thing that everybody seems to be feeling, but I don't know. He seems like he has something about him that would keep you guessing. And Michelle was the one who said he's a really good liar, right?
Yeah. He's got a Jan Michael Vincent kind of quality where he's a little sketchy, but at the same time charismatic and likable. So
yeah,
I don't really understand him. I think he's like every California surfer dude that I ever met growing up. And yeah, bro and dude, and yeah, I'm not a fan.
It's funny watching him and Taylor laugh together. It's like battle of the bros on boards.
When he gets bad news, his reaction is vengeance, and that's where their plan failed this week.
Taylor,
this was Taylor and Jay went after Adam. All right, Taylor went after Adam because of vengeance, 100%. No question about it. He wanted to, redemption for Figgy's life, and that's Adam's fault. So he was going to go after Adam at all costs. Didn't care what happened, and that you can't do that in Survivor. Here was a point where the millennials could have taken out a Gen X, established their dominance because they have it. They had the numbers.
Yeah.
But they blow it. They can't come together. All these women going out in a row is brutal.
Yeah.
There's 10 guys left on this island. It's too many. It's a sausage party and it's happening, and we're gonna have to deal with it come. I don't know. Maybe Sunday's the goat everyone's taking to the end. In which case, I would vote for. I would totally vote for her if they're just going to do her to the end. Yeah, I would never give her this win.
Who do you want to win right now? Like, just personally speaking,
Yeah, 100%. I'm on the Hannah bandwagon. I'm on it. I'm fucking driving it.
Cool. Yeah, I stuck up for her online today because people were saying she sucked. I'm like, she doesn't suck. She's awesome. She
doesn't suck. Yeah, she's playing fine. She went to Jay and was like, look, you left me out and that sucks, and I don't mind getting blood on my hands. So, tell me the friggin' plan, bro.
Yeah.
And that was a good move for her. I like that.
I like that she called out Adam too on like he can't just leave it alone. He's not content to sit at the freak table. It really was like that. It really was kind of like he still wanted to hang out with the quote unquote cool kids. It felt like that. So it was really interesting to me that Hannah said that.
Yeah, and Hannah said before they merged that she wanted revenge for them leaving her out, but she doesn't go off and seek her revenge just yet. She understands, revenge might be best served later.
Yes.
So that's good for her, but it did give her a little bit of an air of she was going home in this episode. That's where I saw it coming from at the beginning.
I was worried.
Yeah, I was a little concerned.
Yeah.
But then they merge, and it was the most anticlimactic merge I've ever seen on the show. Usually Jeff comes around, and if Jeff's not there, it's like, oh crap, look, there's the other tribe. This was just like, oh yeah, boats. and they were merged, and that was it.
Just off hitting on Figgy somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know what Jeff's doing. He's smoking a cigar somewhere, just going, really, Trump one? Really?
Doing lines of blow.
He's doing lines of blow off of Figgy's ass.
That was my brain originally went, but I'm like, I don't want to get sued. I don't know.
What are they going to sue us for? It's a joke. They're jokes, people. All right, so Adam says that the merge is where great players are separated from the mediocre. Do you believe that?
To an extent. Not completely.
I believe. Okay. And how so?
Just because I think a lot of really good players get voted off pre-merge, like Michaela, going back to even Marquesas, was it? When Hunter was like one of the first surprise boots, like this big dude on one of the tribes, and they voted him off, and a lot of people always said he could have gone farther. I don't know. I understand I think it's sort of where the show gets really good, though. So in that respect, I agree with him. I don't know. I really like Adam, so I'll agree with him. even though I don't know.
All right, I think Adam did some things very well in this episode, and he really, really bricked some other things.
Yeah.
Going and looking for an idol right away. We know as an audience that all 3 idols are out and they're in people's pockets. So we know there's not an idol out there. But he goes looking anyways and finds an advantage that's never been done before. And he gets to steal someone's reward.
That's so harsh. I don't know if I'd use that.
That is a target on your back. Cute. Oh, it's bad. He should have given it to Taylor. He should have said, like, here, you can have this, bro. You can have it.
Like, look what I got, man.
Right. Taylor would have been like, yeah, I'm going to a spa. No.
Yeah, and I also didn't know if he should have separated himself during such a social time, because that's the time where everyone's still pretending to be nice and get along and socialize, and they were introducing themselves. And
I don't think it hurt him. I don't think it hurt him at all.
I don't think it did either, but I think it could have. So I thought that part was interesting.
It was touchy. You probably shouldn't go running off looking for an idol, but there didn't seem to be any fallback for the looking. So
plus, it also kind of takes heat off of him, or I don't know, but he does have an idol though. So
yeah, he still has an idol in his pocket. He has one. David has one, and Jay has one.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So they're all having their little feast, and Chris starts to realize that Taylor, Jay, and Michelle are pretty tight, and they don't do a good job of hiding it once they come back together. They're really just all like, woo, we're back together, big hugs. Yeah. And yeah, it's really making themselves big targets. And that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Adam, Zeke, Hannah, Team Nerd, the Nerd Crew, as Zeke is calling them. They come together, talk about it. Bam, we're going to take out Taylor. Taylor and Jay are going to take out, I don't even know who their first target was, but it turned to Adam. Mm-hmm. And then Taylor decides to steal the food. And, man.
I liked how Brett just, like, went back to sleep. But then he just kept calling him on it later. He's like, it was Taylor.
Yeah. Remember the season where like Russell won a secret storage of food where he could keep it somewhere else, and he didn't have to tell the tribe, but he came back and told them what he had found, and they never believed him. Don't steal food from your tribe. That's going to get you voted out.
Yes. Well,
and if you do steal food from your tribe, certainly don't gloat about it at tribal.
No. We've come a long way from Kel.
Right.
Turkey.
Right. A piece of beef jerky got that guy outed off the island. And this guy steals a whole mason jar full of mangoes.
Which are
gets caught by 2 people.
Yeah.
Brett wakes up.
No, that's serious.
For a second,
not just fruit.
I know. For a second, I was concerned that Brett was actually going to be a part of the episode. I was shocked. And then, no, Brett's not going to be part of it. He's like, yeah, I saw stealing it, but then I thought, fuck it, I'm going to go back to bed. What a great cop. What a great cop this guy is. He's stealing our food, but just let him go back to bed. Oh, my God.
Yeah, and he didn't say anything either about how, like, they're off together in the woods. I wonder what that means. Because Adam didn't know Brett was awake when he went off and shared his secret. Like, Brett should have followed them or something.
Right, especially after Adam got up. When Adam gets up and follows him off. Now, here again is where Adam totally ruins his game. You have this guy dead to rights. He's sitting on the beach with a mason jar full of food that he's stolen from the tribe.
Yeah.
All you got to do is roll up on him and go, hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
And he knows he's screwed. But instead, Adam sits down and gives up everything. Mm-hmm. He tells him he's got this advantage. I'm surprised he didn't tell him he had an idol.
That's why I think Hannah was really onto something when she was like, Adam just couldn't resist. Like, he wanted that in still with, I don't know, could be seen as gameplay because he wants everyone to sort of have an alliance the way Jay does with people. But I don't know. I think it was just him wanting to bond with Taylor or something.
He wants to be cool. He really does. And
it's cool the way he is, though. That's like why.
Yeah, but that's the thing. There's people who are cool. People who know they're cool are just cool. They are. And people that want to be cool, try to act cool, aren't ever cool.
No.
You can never be cool if you're not. It's a state of mind. And it's not like Kristen says I'm the coolest guy she knows. I'm not cool every day. I'm cool like 20% of the time. I'm in an element where I know my shit. So I feel very confident. And when I'm in a zone where I feel very confident, yes, I'm cool. But most of the time, no. If you're out of your comfort zone, you're not going to be cool. Adam has no comfort zone in this island. And he's never going to. Zeke comes across as very cool.
Yeah.
But because he's not trying to be, that's who he is. And Adam's trying to be one of the popular kids, and sometimes you just got to go, you know what? The D&D table is way more fun table than the cheerleader table, so I'm going to go over here with the orcs and the kobolds and have a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that takes us to, let's see. So Adam and, not Adam, I'm sorry. Jay and Taylor are having a chat about Adam on the beach. And Zeke just cruises by like Sandra Diaz Twine. Hey, what are you guys talking about? They don't know that he's back there. He learns it all. And it took him a while before he went to Adam with it. So Zeke is fucking smart, yo.
He is. He's very smart. I like Zeke.
Incredible.
I like that he basically talked about having diarrhea at tribal council. And like
he didn't even go with gastrointestinal distress like Fishback.
Yeah, he was like, we could use those banana chips to plug us up, and he was just matter of fact. Like,
all right. So after that, Will learns from Taylor, who has looser lips than Figgy, that Adam is gunning for him, so he feels he needs to win immunity, and I think that he fucking went out in the immunity challenge and rocked balls. He did a great job.
Oh my God. He reminds me of my little brother, and he's just so adorable to me. And I just think it's so cute that he's so young and out there. And I feel like maternal towards him. And when that moment where there was this beat where he thought he won, but he was like in disbelief that he actually won that immunity challenge, it was so endearing to me. Like, I didn't really have many opinions about Will before, except that it's cool that he's young and reminds me of my brother, but that moment won me over so hard.
Yeah, it was a good moment. I kind of wanted him to because he's got that deep villain voice.
Yeah.
So after winning, if he would have cackled a I'd have been down for it. I think of this bad alliance now, this Taylor, Will, and Jay thing that's left, these three on the outside, I think Will last the longest, unless he goes out and wins another challenge. Of Taylor, Jay, and Will, I think Will last the longest.
My only I would like for that to be true. My only concern is that he doesn't have like Jay has an idol, and Taylor could be at this point a goat. So
no, they're still going to get Taylor out because he's just annoying. I mean, like I said, he's eating all their food. He's going to go. We saw in the challenge or in the preview that he's going to rat Adam out on his advantage. So yeah. He's just they're going to get him out. I'm not worried about Taylor heading to the end. I was so impressed with Jessica.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like normal when we watch, when me and Kristen watch Survivor, right before the comp starts, I ask her, who do you think is going to win? Mm-hmm. And it used to be that she would be like, I don't know, I don't care. But now she's watched enough of it that she stops and breaks it down and goes, all right, 2 hands over your head. So Chris won't last because he's too big, and Brett won't last. And Sunday, so she's like, and she almost called it in order of how like the first 5 people went out.
Nice.
And I was like so proud of her, but neither one of us saw Jessica stay until the end. And very impressive. And wow, she did. I mean, it was just an amazing job for her. So good job, Jessica. Very proud that one of my little Gen X ladies over 40 went and rocked that competition so hard. Good job.
Yeah, she's impressive because like she made it through that eye infection, and eye stuff is the worst. It's so debilitating. And she powered through, and she doesn't seem to particularly have any like good friends on the. I don't know. She just seems very strong to me.
I think she's got Ken, and her and Ken are about as tight as two people out there can be. I said they should bang.
Ken and Jessica?
Ken and Jessica, yeah, total bang fest.
You think? All right.
What other options do we have? Hannah or Sunday? That's all that's left. Yeah, by default now, Jessica is the hot one.
Well, maybe you could crush on one of the dudes.
Nah, this is a phenomenon I have found when I first started watching Survivor. I will always have one girl that I'm like, oh, she's the my type, my favorite. That's the girl I like, and she never makes it far because one, I like girls with big boobs, and the minute you walk on an island with boobs, every other girl is like, no, we got to get her the fuck out of here. And so that happens
because either they're like princessy, like Sarah and Marquesas, or they're
called up like a queen. Oh, come on, that was great.
I'm sorry, Morgan's personality was terrible. She was a hot girl, and
a hot girl,
but
you're right,
not fun. I didn't like her. It was her personality, though. It wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. And then you have the wear and tear factor. Some women, especially in Survivor, I find get hotter the later the season goes because either I'm out of options. So all of a sudden, well, I have to look at this. So you're the best looking one. So you become hotter. It does happen.
I understand, actually.
A perfect example of this, and God love her. And I'm not trying to say she's not an attractive girl because she's so far from not. But Kelly Wentworth is a perfect example of someone who, for me, got hotter the longer she was in the game.
Yeah, I could see that.
She got hotter not just because of how beautiful she is, but because of her personality. She's silly. She's goofy. I dig that. That's one of the most attractive things to me. And then she's smart at the game. Yeah. And that's really big turn on for me. So Kelly Wentworth, have my babies. Anytime. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
That's sort of how Boston Rob is too. He gets hotter on the island too. Because it's a combination of him looking better and just he gets fierce. And I think just certain people really thrive in that kind of. I think most people,
for a guy. What about Tyson?
I like Tyson. He didn't seem to change that much. Actually,
he didn't get more attractive by the end of it. No, you're right.
No. I think Tyson's cute. But he's a funny person for you to mention because he just sort of seems the same all the time. Like even now on social media, he just sort of seems like he jumped off.
I kind of hated Tyson when I first started watching Survivor, and the first time he played, I was like, I don't like this guy at all. But then when I see him stealing coconuts with Jervis, I was like, oh my God, I love this. This is great. I mean that was brilliant. So
yeah, I like
Tyson came around in my book a long way. So good for him.
I also admire when people sort of remain unchanged by an island, like Amber. I'm so envious of her. Amber. Like she just stays the same. She looks like she's been fully made up and is ready for her spotlight at all times on the island, and it's just like that's so impressive.
Yeah, she did stay pretty attractive through the whole thing. And what's really sad, and I hate to objectify, but women with fake implants when they go on Survivor and they shred 30 pounds in 30 days.
Especially when they're older.
And they're older. And so all of a sudden you have these two big balls sitting up here and just, it's not good. So that's all I'm going to say is watch your fake boobies if you go on the Survivor. All right.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So Michelle says she sees Jay as going for Adam as a personal move and not strategic, which it totally is. Should she have separated herself from them at that point? When Jay and Taylor were pitching her on Adam, should she have gone to Adam and said, I don't want this. What are you guys doing?
I I think that would have been a good idea. Because I think that. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
All right, so a train was moving at 37 miles an hour, headed west, and another train was traveling at 87 miles an hour from the east. And
Yes,
which one was Michelle on?
I think she should have jumped off and gone to wherever she could have gone. I think she just really trusted her alliance, and I also think she thought that Jay was a good shield.
And he was, but she didn't keep herself protected. That was where she fell short.
Even last week, you were saying like they're gonna go for like the big guy, for the strong guys first. So I really think that she probably really thought she was safe. I would have thought I was safe if I were her last night.
I do want to point out that at one point on the beach stood Chris, Zeke, David, Ken, and Adam, which was the exact alliance that I said they should form at the merge, because they have all the perfect outliers on that.
Yes.
They have Jessica, Brett, Sunday, Hannah, all on the outside surrounding them. Those five guys can go all the way in this game if they can stick. Of course, Adam is already bothering Zeke and Hannah, so I don't think he's long for it. But if you can slot Will into that after Taylor and Jay go, I mean, it's really looking like it's going to be a guys trip to the final. With only 3 girls left, I don't know what the girls are going to do. Do you think the girls will just fade into the background now, and all the guys will start gunning for each other? Or next week, are we going to see the lesser of the evils is to take out Sunday?
I think that would be dumb if they took it.
I think it's a horrible move, but it's possible.
Because on the one hand, she hasn't pissed anybody off, but I don't think people would. She hasn't really played a hard game. She seems really nice. I like her. I don't have any problems with her, but she doesn't seem to be playing a particularly hard game. So I can't see her winning $1 million over anybody remaining, not one single person.
Not anybody. Yeah, she's full on goat. There was one thing I wanted to bring up about Hannah during the immunity challenge. Jeff was asking people how they were feeling, and nobody would answer him. So Hannah's like, I'll be honest, Jeff. She's like, this hurts, my face hurts, everything hurts.
I love her so much.
Great. She's so great. So,
I love when she did that, and just it seems so cathartic for her too, and I just thought that was adorable. Like, she's someone I'd be friends with in real life, I feel.
100%. There's no reason if you're out there doing that challenge that you can't be like, yeah, my shoulders are on fire.
Yeah.
Everybody knows they are. I mean, sit there and be like, no, I'm fine, Jeff. And then 5 seconds later, you're out. Well,
the only thing is I wouldn't want to I'd be worried about talking just in terms of movement.
Yeah, and then I think that's what ended up getting Jessica is she started talking with Will, and good on him for getting her talking. But man, I'm so impressed with her in the challenge.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to maybe form a deal. Like, I forget who was it. Will, who asked Jessica, "How are you feeling?" first. Yeah. When he did that, I was like, "Is this going to be one of those times where they make a deal?"
They didn't need to make a deal because as soon as it was over, they cut to Jessica and she looks totally distraught, like because she didn't win, and she was in the least amount of danger of anyone in the tribe.
Yeah,
like, her name hasn't come out of anybody's mouth since Jump Street,
which kind of is ironic because now it might because of how well she did at that challenge.
I think she would have had to win for it to really put the target on her. Because right now the target's going to float to Will. Because, wow, look at this kid. You know, he's young, he's strong, he's durable. You know, of course, Chris, Ken, David, all those older guys, Brett, they don't want that around them. No. So.
I have to say, though, I don't think that Jay just voted for Adam out of revenge. I think Jay made a smart move to gun for Adam in a subtle way. Make it seem like he was just going along with Taylor, just humoring Taylor and seeing how everyone else felt. Because I think he's smart enough to know that Adam is extremely smart too. And that he could be a big threat in terms of intelligence. And
I think Jay gave too much confidence in Zeke too much confidence in Hannah, too much confidence in the people that didn't stand up and vote with him.
Yeah.
He didn't go to any of the Generation X to make this deal happen. He didn't go to Chris and Dave and Ken and say, I want to get Adam out. Maybe he would have had a shot. Maybe he could have flipped him, but they didn't do that. We didn't see it.
Right.
Like, I won't say they didn't do it, but we didn't see it. We certainly didn't see them do anything besides go, Will, Michelle, Taylor, and Jay, we are going to vote for Adam. That's 4 votes. You still needed 3 more to close it out. And they thought they had him in Zeke, Hannah, and I don't know who they thought they had other than that. But, you tell me, where's that other person?
Maybe they thought it was a different kind of survivor and someone was
they had a bad plan. If your plan doesn't involve the number to get the person out, then you have a bad plan. So now they are 4 on the outside, or now they are 3 on the outside of 9. And that's a horrible spot for them to be in.
Do you think that Jay was trying to get rid of his competition without making it look like he was getting rid of his competition?
No.
No? Giving him too much credit?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. You can give a lot of credit for things that happen, just happenstance. He got lucky that Taylor's still there. If I had 9 people in my alliance, I'd have split a vote and taken Taylor out of the game. But they didn't, and that's how Wentworth, canceled 9 votes. It's always at 12 where people just they freak out, and we don't need to split the vote. We're too strong.
Yeah,
they could have got a much stronger player out. I think it was a waste to get Michelle out. Yes, she was strategic. Yes, she was capable in comps. But to get a Taylor out is a much bigger feather in your cap. So, I wasn't too happy with that.
Well, I'm not happy she's gone, so.
Yeah. But that tribal was crazy because, Taylor takes he takes the whole thing like, we're fine. I can eat all the food. Nobody's going to say boo. To him, worrying's like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it don't get you anywhere. And he's cool.
He seems to be happy though, so I'll give him that. That must be nice to just be happy all the time.
Is he happy, or is he just unaware?
Well, the two need not be mutually exclusive.
Ignorance is bliss, right? So, how do you see this playing out next week? From what little we saw in the preview, it was mostly just Taylor blowing up Adam having the advantage.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's going to work. If you blow up Adam for his advantage, and you don't know about Adam's idol, you're making a mistake by going after him.
That's true. Does anybody know about his idol?
I don't think so. I don't think he's told a soul.
Maybe he told Taylor about part of why he told it is because this way it's sort of like, Adam can't keep his mouth shut. So they wouldn't suspect him of having an idol because they would think that he would have told someone.
If he'd have told him he had an idol, they wouldn't have wrote his name down. They wrote his name down because they didn't think he had an idol. They thought he had just the advantage. You don't write a guy's name down if he has an idol, because if he plays his idol, they don't count.
Right. See, the idol, it still confuses me. That's one way. If I played the game now, I don't know what my strategy would be. I used to have one back in the day. It wouldn't work now. It makes it so you really, really, really have to just have this big overarching strategy, but you still have to really roll with some major punches. And
I would have to assume that when we split into 3 tribes, there were 3 idols put out. So if I was at the merge, I would assume that 3 people had idols. And until that was proven wrong, I would roll under that philosophy and that theory. So my voting would be based on the fact that, 25% of the people in the game have an idol.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be careful.
That's why I got why they went for Michelle, though.
Well, I get that. But again, with 9 people, you can split a vote. They had plenty of votes to go. Adam only got 4 votes. They had 9 more votes. They could have tied with Michelle and still put 5 on Taylor. If Taylor had an idol, they'd still have a tie at 4, and they're going to vote Michelle out on a revote.
Right. Yeah.
But they should have taken the shot at Taylor. With that many people, and again, with that many people, things can go way wrong. So I also understand, first vote in the merge, playing it a little closer to the vest. So maybe Michelle is the right pick. But I don't like it. If she was the right pick, I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I mean, you kind of talked me into it being the right play. But I still don't like it. I don't like that all the girls are leaving. I hate this. This constant pagonging of girls. It's got to stop.
Yeah. I know, it's so sad. I'm not happy. I'm still happy Hannah's there, though.
One guy is all that's been voted out so far. One.
That's really crazy. I wonder if Paul's watching, being like, "Hey, I should have still been there."
Are you going to name somebody the Kim Spradlin of men? I doubt it. I doubt it. And if it is, it's Zeke. All right, before we end this, now that we're at the merge, who do you think has the best shot at winning the old game?
As of now?
As of right now.
I'm still going to go with Adam.
Okay. I'm still going to stick with my Hannah.
She's my other choice. She's sort of like my gut choice as of now, but I feel like since I picked Adam in the beginning, I want to stick with him for right now because I think he's an impressive player. But I will be very happy if it's Hannah. I love Hannah.
I think right now, if I wanted to rank the remaining 12 by order of how safe I think they are, I think Hannah's number 1. I think Ken is extremely safe right now.
Yeah, what's up with that, though? He shouldn't be.
No, he shouldn't be. I think
he was my pick to go this week.
David is in a great spot.
Danger.
Yeah, David's in a great spot. Sunday's in a great spot.
I do think Dave. Actually, can I change my vote to David?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. For now, I'm going to change it to David. That's just my overall gut reaction of who could win the whole thing right now. If I had to pick one, I'm going to pick David.
Right now, Michelle's going to go to the jury and not be bitter because really she got Alliance out of the game and she knows she made a mistake. So that's one non-bitter member.
She took all the blame on herself in the interview. She's like, I was my own executioner. Eventually,
they're going to get personal and hopefully some bitterness on the jury will sway some votes. But, I don't know. It's going to be a tough season, especially if it comes down to all guys. That's going to be crazy.
Isn't that what happened in Vanuatu, though? Or no, or there's still women at the end?
I can't remember the last one to have this few women at 12. To only have 2 women or 3 women left at 12 is pretty crazy.
You're so sad about the sausage press.
I am. I hate it.
You're like wringing your hands, just like, no.
I don't want to watch a bunch of guys. I don't. It's the half and half that makes it fun, that there's challenges that are geared so that women can win and compete and that guys are not going to do well at. And I don't want to see a hanging challenge that's over in 30 seconds because none of these guys are going to be able to hang on.
Yeah.
It's just going to be, well, that's over.
It was cool that Will won that challenge because that challenge usually favors the women. Like that is the kind of challenge like a Michelle would win or a Jessica in this case, But it's like the small, like light women who often do really well at the endurance. But I think maybe because of the arm, I thought it would be easier with 2 arms than 1 arm, actually.
Will is a pretty slight guy. He's not the biggest. He's more masculine or more muscly than David, but he's probably like the second smallest guy out there. So he's thin and wiry. So yeah, that kind of worked out better for him. Where Chris and Brett have so much weight on their shoulders, they just dropped out. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what comes next, like if it'll be a more strength challenge. I don't know. I don't know what challenge would favor what people at this point.
Go, Hannah, go.
I love her. I'll be
love
so
it.
happy if she wins. Like, I'm rooting for her.
I will be too. I'm okay with her. I wasn't okay with Michelle. I didn't want her to win because Michelle Fitzgerald last season. I didn't want the same kind of person.
But I didn't want
that
one
the
to
young.
win. Why can't I get my Michelle to win? I don't think that's fair. Just because Michelle won last season, the one that I didn't care for, the one that I love, doesn't get a chance.
Hey, if the girls I loved won, Sugar would have won in a landslide victory.
I love Sugar.
Sugar is my fave. I love Sugar.
Me too. I love her in general, like on Facebook and everything. She just seems so real. Like on the island, she was just always crying and laughing and making her sugar shack, and I loved her.
Yeah, that was a fun season.
Yeah. You know what I also thought was cool about Michelle that I read today? Apparently she'd never seen the show, and she went and she watched every single season.
Right on, that's a good
getting
recruit.
cast and being on the show, and and she doesn't even watch TV really. She mostly listens to podcasts and reads. Like, she's just so interesting. And I'm like, to sit down and watch all of Survivor in that length of time, that takes some kind of obsessive, crazy girl commitment that I can really respect.
Yeah, I can respect that. I did the same thing. I came into Survivor a little bit late and went backwards and got it all caught up in a matter of a couple of weeks.
Nice.
I was hammering through like a season a day.
Wow. I want to do that between this season and next season.
13 hours. You want to do that between the next season?
Yeah. Like
start at the beginning and do them all?
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe I'll skip the first.
You're going to roll 32 seasons?
I will skip Palau and All Stars and the first 2 seasons because I know them like the back of my hand. But the other ones, maybe. Why not? I could do it. It's just a challenge.
Okay, here's the thing. And for all of you, nobody's listening, but for all of you Survivor historians who think that the game was better back in the day, I don't like watching the episodes prior to Immunity Idols. I think they're boring. A little bit.
I can agree with you in a lot of ways on that. Like, I still like them for just nostalgia and if I like the characters, but the first episode I ever saw in the whole series was when Gretchen lost. And it was a merge episode. And everyone was shocked. And that was like the moment that changed the game, the genre in general, was that moment. Because it was like that's when alliances really came into play.
Well, Rob Sesternino created the flip.
Yeah.
He really did create the flipper, and that was season 4.
That's my boy from Long Island.
Yeah, Rob Sesternino, the Rob that sucks.
Yeah, we very close to
7.
Both things.
7 is one of my favorite seasons because that's Rob and Amber's dream season. And the only reason I like watching All Stars is because that it is a full on. It's watching Boston Rob just masterfully get Amber $1 million.
Yeah, I love it. I love All Stars. I'm so glad you do too. Like, it's such a divisive season, and so many people that I really like hate that season. Like, other fans, they like hate that season. They hate Boston Rob. So I love that you love him in that season.
I like it better than Redemption Island, which he won. I didn't particularly think that he was that great in that season, but I absolutely loved him in All Stars.
Family, except it was a Mariano family, you know.
Pulling that crap he pulled with Lex in All Stars was straight Godfather book. So
I know.
You know, nobody else has been able to do it. Everybody tries.
I'll take care of you if you can.
You got it. Nobody does it. Nobody does it anymore. Nobody finds the one girl and then doesn't showmance her. No? All right.
What did you say?
All right. Rob is not the best pillar for this one, but he found Amber on day 1, made an alliance, took her to the end. And that is the theory now that's how you win Survivor. You grab one person of the opposite sex, you cling on to them, and as long as you have trust with them, you can get to the end. It's true. But when you start having the romance, that's when the targets come out.
Yes.
And Rob was lucky that he had built. He's good at building an alliance. He's good at getting people to follow him.
He's very charismatic. He has a quality that you can't really learn. You can't read books to find. You just have it or you don't.
Right. And I don't see that on any of these. None of these people have that kind of leadership to that level. To that level, no. Chris would probably be the closest, but he doesn't have it.
I can't tell if he doesn't have it or if he's more trying to play it subtle.
Maybe he is, and if he wins this, it'd be incredible that a guy that big could win this game. Because I would have certainly been targeting the crap out of him, and that Taylor and Jay are so focused on the revenge for Piggy that they're letting this huge giant hulk of a dude stay in this game is ridiculous, and it's just bad gameplay for them. So
I'm just still wondering if Jay is I feel like Jay uses shields where he can. You know what I mean? Like, he'll be himself and he'll do his thing, but this person is that. Like, I feel kind of like that's more of a Taylor thing that he's pretending to go along with.
Well, you're giving Jay a lot more credit than I am.
Well, I tend to do that. Like, I fan wank, It's like,
that's right. We
need
optimism compared to my pessimism. So
it's like good cop, bad cop, but not hopeful cop, unhopeful cop.
Well, at least it's good cop, and oh my God, Brett's a bad cop.
He seems nice though. Like, I would like to hang out with him, like, and drink a.
It seems like a swell guy. I got no problems with him as a person, but as a cop, and somebody's stealing my food, I want you to fucking stop them.
But then again, you know what? He's still there. And he has been. I know. He could have been next to go like a while back. But yeah.
Don't steal my food. All right. Do you have anything else you want to talk about in this one?
No. I don't think so. Just that I'm very sad. But I'm happy that Michelle's coming back. And I didn't realize how much she looked like Colleen Haskell until last night.
Yeah, she looks a little bit like Colleen. Yeah.
Like with more hair.
Yeah. Not the punk rock cut.
Like, I really think she downplayed her cuteness. And it's hard to tell how much of that was because she is, like, she's involved in, she's spiritual. And so she might be, I think she's going for modesty. But I also wonder how much of it is just trying not to be that person who gets targeted the way Figgy did. Like, it's, I don't know. Strategic.
Yeah, she's playing. She was really good up until the point where she let the boys just tell her to relax, and she made relaxing is important, but she relaxed a little too much, and she just didn't make herself safe. So let that be a lesson. If you're on Survivor, make sure that you're safe. That should be rule number 1 of the Survivor book. Make sure you are safe.
At least she'll be on the jury.
Yeah, she's the head of our jury, mayor of the Ponderosa.
Yeah. But yeah, never assume you're safe. Ever, ever, ever.
Ever.
I was so nervous when Adam didn't play his idol because I want Adam. I'm happy with like a few people winning at this point, and I love Hannah. But like if Adam wins, I'll be psyched because he's such a fan of the game, and he's a smart fan of the game too.
Yeah, with this many people left, I'm surprised how many people I'm okay with if they win.
I like that. I like those seasons of Survivor because then it's like I don't really, it doesn't matter. I just like the show. I like watching the game be played. It's like how sports fans must feel. I don't know.
Do we? I don't know. I'm a Vikings fan. I don't get a lot of joy out of football.
Well, if we do the Survivor and it's during football season, you definitely have to come to the bar where I work because there's a whole Vikings section, and my owner is a Vikings fan.
Oh, that's awesome. Well,
we have a few owners, but she's from Minnesota.
Tell them on Sunday I said skull.
Skull? Okay.
Skull. S-K-O-L. Skull.
Okay, so not like
Vikings
the
here.
tobacco.
Not like the chewing tobacco. S-K-O-L. Skull.
Okay.
All right. I think that's going to do it.
Okay.
That's going to do it for us this week. We'll be back next Thursday with another fantastic episode tonight, sure, Jeff.
Yay!
Until then, and I've said it every time, I'll say it again, and right now I think it means more than ever. Love many, trust few, and do harm to no one.
Amen.